Is eToro a scam? If you're at all interested in the stock market or in investing, there's a good chance you've heard of eToro. I'm going to share with you my personal experience and tell you why you should absolutely avoid it. So, this all started back in January during the whole GameStop fiasco. I was eager to play a part in the unfolding drama, so I installed 3 apps: Trading 212, eToro, and Free Trade. Now in each one of these I deposited around £400. Each one also, at the time, disabled the ability to buy GameStop, or their servers were inundated by the massive influx of retail investors. So I started the process to withdraw my money from all of the apps, and all of them did return the money to me. The only exception being eToro, and this is where it all starts. On the day that I tried to buy the stock, I just assumed that due to the server demand or the fact that they disabled it, I wasn't able to buy stock. It actually turns out that my account wasn't verified, and that's the reason they would not allow me to buy any stocks. Now this is where the issues started to begin. When I started the process to withdraw my money and clicked on the final button, it gave me an email saying that the withdrawal had gone through and that it's on its way. The only problem is, on the website, it came up with an error. It had actually denied my withdrawal request and instead just told me to contact customer support. So I did. I went onto the help section, I looked for the live chat feature, which was suspiciously not available in the United Kingdom, despite me being on eToro UK. So for whatever reason, their live chat was just not working. There was also no phone numbers. There is no phone number for this company. It is impossible to reach out and talk to this company via phone. The only option you have is email. And as you're about to see, the email delays are insane. I contacted them through email and basically explained that due to their verification process taking too long, I was no longer interested. The moment had passed. I'm not interested in using their platform any longer. And for that reason, I'd like to withdraw my money. So a few days passed and still they hadn't returned my money. And they still hadn't replied to my email. I was already suspicious of this company anyway. And for that reason, I decided, okay, well, let's hop onto PayPal, find the transaction, and just stop the transaction before it can be completed or to go through. Luckily, it was still impending, so that's what I did. In all fairness, in their emails, they do state that it can take a few days for a reply. But when it's when it's something as serious as this amount of money, which to me is quite a lot, a few days is not really acceptable. And at this point, I thought it had gone beyond what I would consider acceptable. I felt like the longer I waited, the less chance there was of me getting my money back. So they hadn't replied to me in a few days, but the second that I put in the PayPal dispute, I got an email within minutes. And it wasn't an auto-generated email. It was very clearly written to me. And this is where they demanded all sorts of information. Now, I do realise that trading apps in the UK are required to ask for this information for verification, but I didn't quite know just how much information they genuinely wanted. Not only did they want my passport, they also wanted my driving licence, and a bill of my mortgage, and a phone bill, and a selfie of me holding all these items. In fact, the only thing they really didn't want was a fucking DNA sample. In the email, they gave me a deadline of 24 hours. And not only did they want all this information, they also wanted me to terminate the case, the resolution case that I had opened with PayPal. And speaking of, in the resolution case on the PayPal website, they had simply written, "We have responded." They didn't actually respond on PayPal so that PayPal could read each side of the discussion and make a decision based on that. They simply said, "We have responded," and sent me an email. And this is where they threatened me. It was in the email so that PayPal couldn't see. But the most egregious part of the email, after demanding all this information from me and demanding that I close the PayPal case, they stated at the end, quote, "We reserve the right to take action including but not limited to limiting exposure of the account and wallet depending on the outcome of the investigation as per the terms and conditions." Basically saying that if I didn't comply with their extortion of information and close the PayPal case, that they would terminate my account and keep the money that is on it. Absolutely unbelievable. And I was pretty reluctant to hand over this information, considering that the one thing I did know about eToro was that they like to sell people's private information to other investment companies. And I'm not really on board with that. And in my email, I responded by saying basically the same thing. So after a few days, I still had no response. So I thought maybe it's time for me to go on the offensive. I wrote an email saying that I would contact the FCA, which is a watchdog here in the UK for financial businesses. I would contact my bank, PayPal, a lawyer, and maybe even the police. I know that's probably not the right thing to do, but in the moment I was panicking. And who else am I actually going to report this to if not the police? After I gave them my 24-hour deadline, they just came back with a generic response. They clearly hadn't read my email. So unfortunately, they'd actually called my bluff. They knew that if I was working this hard to get my £400 back, I clearly couldn't afford a lawyer. So I did follow through and contact the FCA and the police, but they both weren't really much help, and they sort of just ushered me along. At this point, I was pretty defeated. Every time I tried to contact eToro, they took days and days and days to reply, and then when they did reply, it was just a generic response or an update of, we're looking into it for you. So in the end, I gave in, and I just gave them all the information, because at this point I just wanted my money. So I decided to give them all the pictures and everything that they wanted, in the hopes that they'd give me my money back, and then I could demand that they delete that information later on in a following email. The second I gave them all this information, I got nothing. No emails, no update responses, nothing. I got a few days of absolutely no replies. And to be fair, to this day, I still haven't had a direct reply to that email. I did, however, finally get the account verified. So somebody there did look at my account, did look at the pictures and verified my account. However, I was clearly still on some sort of blacklist because I still couldn't withdraw my money. So the last update that I've had since this whole thing started, which was weeks ago, is that they replied to one of my emails saying that they had the right to return the money to its original payment method, basically where the money came from. And I told them, that's fine, go ahead and do that because PayPal is mine anyway, so just go ahead and give me my money back. But still, I haven't heard a reply, still don't have my money. The realization I came to after the fact was that if they are suspicious of me or my account and they don't, for whatever reason, trust that I am who I say I am, then why are they refusing to return that money to its original payment method? So basically they're saying that if I am a scammer and I've used some innocent person's credit card, they're just going to keep that money anyway. So that's the situation. It's been close to a month and there's still no light at the end of the tunnel. They're holding all the cards and I hold nothing. I still can't believe how high profile this company is, and the blatant way in that they've just taken my money and then just shut me out, and there is no way to contact this company. And they are FCA regulated here in the UK, it's astounding. So they are a legal business, and they have thousands of customers who seem to be quite happy, and they have thousands of influencers on YouTube who are vouching for this company, and yet I am getting nowhere. It's the slowest customer service I've ever experienced. It's like they're working for themselves and not for the customers. I can't get through to them. The email delays are atrociously long, and worst of all, I still don't have my money. Now £400 might not be a lot of money to a lot of people, but it's a lot of money to me. And I sure as hell am not going to just shut up and let them take it for free with no effort. So my closing thoughts are, while the company itself might not be a scam, you can deposit money, you can trade, and you might even be able to withdraw it. It's just not worth the risk. When the customer service is this abysmal, use any other platform. I've used Trading212, Revolut, Free Trade. All of them have got far superior customer service. They'll get back to you within 24 hours and not 1 month like these lot. So avoid eToro all day and all night. Use anything else.